Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review would be Power Book 4 Force, Season 1, Episode 8. Let's get into the review recap. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. So, this is more like a filler episode at Episode 8 to me. It really didn't do much. It was kind of obvious. So a lot was going on. So let's just cover all aspects of what's going on and just run it down. The Dahlia is popping off, and everybody went in. They need more product. They need a new cook. In comes JP, Tommy's brother. Tommy wants to bring him in. So you see how that unfolds. Meanwhile, Tommy and JP's grandma passes away. So the whole episode is focusing on the dynamic of JP and Tommy bonding together, and the grandma just passed away, and JP telling Tommy, hey, you need to reach out to Kate, let her know. Tommy like, I'm not gonna let her know. So he gave Tommy some old pictures and stuff of him and Kate or whatever. You see how that transpired by the end of the episode. Meanwhile, he wants to bring JP in as the cook, because JP finances is in shambles, so this be a good opportunity. Meanwhile, Walter Flynn has found out he got stage 1 cancer, and he need to start talking about treatment. He pretty much approached Claude, tells her he knows she got something going on, and whatever she got going on, he gonna crush it. And she pretty much told him, boy, you better be ready for a fight. So he reaches out to his right hand man, and he pretty much spoke to calling off doing whatever the Glow. So Glow stepped away on her own. She came back. Of course, Vic was telling Walter, like, yo, pretty much, this is my girl, you need to deal with it. Walter told her, I need you to find out what your sister doing if you want to stand firm with this family. And he pretty much said, yeah, I'll do that, but you need to know that Glow's here to stay. Or whatever. So, from there, Tommy meets up with Walter Flynn. Walter Flynn said, yo, I want to bring you into the organization now. I don't know how much time has transpired, but we can say by now it's been a few months. And Walter Flynn has recognized Tommy's talent so far that he wants to bring him into the organization that's been going down for decades. Yeah, okay. Alright, so nevertheless, Tommy blew him off like, nah, I'm not with that. And he reaches out to Vic Flynn, telling Vic Flynn, listen, I got an untraceable car. Here goes the keys. Pretty much you need to take Glow and get out of town. So Vic reaches out with Glow. She returns, and he telling her, I'm choosing you. We need to get out of town. Get your bags packed. We're going to leave in a couple hours. I sold the land. So at that moment, if you've been watching any type of movies, TV shows, cinema, whatever you've been watching, you knew at that moment that was the fate of Glow. At that moment, you already knew that was the fate of Glow at that moment. Vic is more important to the storyline to go on from season to season or whatever. But right now, Glow is whatever. So she just popped back up. You know that was the end of her demise. So she was like all gully, yeah, let's go. So they depart and say we're gonna meet up in a couple hours. Vic goes back to the hospital, back to his house, packing stuff, and walks Walter Flynn's right hand man number 2. Tells him, he shares his drink with him, gives him a cigarette, pretty much telling him he looks like, would love to have him as a son. And Vic is pretty much, I wish my dad seen it that way. And he tells him that, hey, your dad tried to bring in Tommy Egan. So now at this point, Vic is thinking that Tommy wants him to get out of Dodge so he could take his position. But his right-hand man, Walter Flynn's right-hand man, did not tell him that Tommy blew him off. And I don't want that position. I don't want in the organization. He just told him that your dad wanted to bring him in. So he only told him part of the story. But now Vic is thinking Tommy just want him out of the way so that he could take his spot. Now, what happens is from there is the car that Tommy gave him is non-traceable. He took out the GPS. He can move. Vic decides to take his regular car that's GPS tracked and everything. Don't we know what's going to happen at this point? Okay, we know. Nevertheless, let's go on. So now you got Diamond in his scenario. You got Diamond. He finally confronts Adrian, lets her know that he knows who she is. She tells him confesses who she is, and she pretty much said at the time she was linking up with Elijah, but he never showed up. Of course, Elijah got killed. He showed up, and then she don't want to go through with the story because she feel for Diamond, and she pretty much trying to say she'll forfeit whatever because she's into him. All right, whatever. Meanwhile, you got Jarrod, and after this episode, you know Jarrod's fate has sealed as well. So he finds out from the crew that the Amish guys have not Amish or the Jews, they have their the product. So he want to take the product. So he goes and robs the guy and takes the product, kills him pretty much, and leaves. So he links up with cousin from Gary, Indiana, and tells him, I got this product, take it. And he asks him what's the price. He pretty much tells him no price. I just need one. I need y'all to come through as soldiers and set it off, pretty much. Alright. Jarrod's fate has been signed from there. We all know now, going forward, somewhere in the next few episodes, or even if it leads to season 2, Jarrod's fate is gone. So he's out of here. Meanwhile, you also have Detective Bennigan that works for the Flynn family. One of his other counterparts knows he's part on the Flynn payroll, so he approaches him. I need $50K, and so Bennigan reaches out to Flynn, talking about he need double the product to find out who's moving Dahlia. So at that point, Victor Flynn gives him more money. That's all you see about him. So he's out the episode. Meanwhile, Claude and Tommy meet up, and pretty much they talk about what's going to happen in the future. Tommy's pretty much is like, I'm with you regardless. You earn this, but your dad's going to be a problem. Claude is saying her dad is going to try to take whatever from her, and she need backup. And he basically saying, I got your back, but you got to be willing to do what's necessary. Okay, we got that going on. And then what's left is you have D-Mac, which is JP's son, shows up to Tommy. Tommy sees him, and he pretty much like, put me down, I'm good with numbers. So then Tommy gave him all this math quiz or whatever, and he was able to get with the numbers. And so Tommy's like, I got a place for you. So meanwhile, what happened towards the end of the episode is that Tommy followed D-Mac, find out where he lived and everything, and then D-Mac stores a box outside of the crib. Just anybody could be watching, but Tommy did watch. Inside of this little box, he got pictures of him and his dad, and he keep his money in there. But it looks like it's a picture of Tommy and his mom, but it's really not. It's So Tommy finds out that that's his nephew at that point. And of course, we all know JP said he lost track of his son and everything. So Tommy finds out that's JP's son. And it looks like Tommy picked up a picture of him and Kate in that box, but it really wasn't. It was Tommy. It then reflects Tommy back at his house looking up a picture of that. So towards the end of the episode, you got Vic and Glow. He's thinking Tommy is setting him up, so he don't take the car Tommy gave to him. He takes his regular car. He drives out, and him and Glow is sitting there talking about, the glory and the beautiful stuff. And of course, you know what's going to happen. Somebody hits the car, shoots in the car. He lives, and he looks over. Glow is dead, shot in the head, and that's it. So now you're going to be left with, was it the Serbs who did that attack, or was it his dad? Because they specifically aimed towards her. And when Tommy said he gave him the car, he gave him a car that didn't have a GPS and anything. So how would the Serbs know where he was, knew the tracking on the car where the car was, and knew how to just shoot at and killed her? So that's the conflicting part. So it's going to have everybody thinking, was it the Serbs who did the attack? Was it his dad who did the attack? Eventually it's going to play out. So that's what you up against. And at the end of the episode, pretty much it was a phone call to Kate. And you think it's going to be Tommy at the time, but it ended up being JP. JP called his mom, and instantly Kate had this look on her face, like, because her mom passed away. She had this look on her face, like, she instantly, like, she knew who it was. So at that point, that was the end of the episode. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell me what you think. It was a filler, even though I went through a whole lot of the whole episode. To me, it was just a filler. You didn't learn too much more, just to get you to the next episode. Till next time.